couple of requests to see how I take a doll's wig off. And today I'm going to show you on Claudie because she is about to become a custom doll for somebody.
First thing I'm going to do to take her wig off is I'm going to use my hands and go around the edge of the wig and pull firmly when I grasp the hair near the scalp to see if I can find a spot around the edge that seems a little bit weaker, because that's where I'm going to start. Once I find the spot I want to start at, I do pull the hairnet back because it's easier for me to grab the hair with the hairnet gone. I did find a weak spot, so I'm going to start trying to pull hard and firm around the edge of the wig. Now, if it looks like it's not going to pull up any further, don't force it. I'm going to start going around the other side of the head to pull that wig cap up. Here we go. I'm going to start on the other side. This way I can minimize ripping the wig cap and I can reuse it or I can sell it. Now, what you will find is sometimes at the factory, they glue some of the hair to the scalp rather than just the wig cap. So you might have a little hair that comes out, and that's okay. It's not going to destroy the integrity of the wig cap. And around the edges, you see that little black, the little fuzzies. That's actually just fibers from the wig cap and not the actual elastic band itself. What you don't want to see is a big chunk of fabric left behind, because that leaves a hole in the wig cap, and then you can't sell it, and I don't even reuse them at that point. As you can see right here, there is some hair that did get glued down to the doll's vinyl. So that's going to stay there, and I'll remove that once I've got the entire wig off. And there we go. I've got it completely loose around the edge. I just grip it firmly again and just kind of try to peel it off of the scalp. And I am going to have to get a little bit of heat involved at this point, because there's one little stubborn spot of glue up at the top of her head that is very, very sticky, and I don't want to risk ripping the wig cap at the very last second. And since her eyes are coming out, I'm just going to heat up some water, pour it inside of her head, and let it sit there and get that glue nice and soft. I let that hot water sit in there for about 2 minutes and pour it out, and the wig basically falls off the head with no effort. I personally don't recommend using the heat to get the wig off around the edge of the outer perimeter, because for some reason the glue they use to do that with will rip the vinyl straight off of the doll's head. It is strong, so it's easier to get off with just the strength of your hands, in my opinion.
That's how I do it. And what works best for me may not be what works best for everybody, but I've always had success with it. You can see the glue and the residue left around the edge. You don't have to remove that. I mean, if there's stray hairs, you want to get those off, obviously, but the rest of this doesn't have to come off. In fact, it gives me a nice guide where to put the wig. But the wig itself is perfectly fine. Some of those curls at the bottom might need a little restyling if I was to sell it, but I always keep all the curly wigs because they're my favorites. I love them, and I'm going to reuse them. Inside, you can see, not ripped. So that's quick and easy, no chemicals. That's the best way to do it. And it gets easier every time you do it, I promise.